Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mezco 112 Collective Harley Quinn Playing for Keeps edition. This is a PX Previews exclusive, meaning it's an online retailer exclusive, and it's a variant from the Harley Quinn Deluxe edition. So let's go and check out the packaging here. Just like all the other PX Previews exclusive, it comes in a metal tin, which is a very nice package. As you can see at the top, Harley Quinn Playing for Keeps edition, PX Previews exclusive, MezcoToys.com 112 Collective Pose Play Display. At the top here, it simply says Harley Quinn Playing for Keeps edition. One side, MezcoToys.com. Bottom, Harley Quinn Playing for Keeps edition, and the other side, 112 Collective. On the back, you can see the figure with all of her accessories laid out, and you can see her in several different action poses. So with no further ado, let's open her up. And I did get two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch Batman related action figure collection. Here it is, fresh out of the box, with the plastic wrap still attached. And here it is, with both outer layers of plastic removed. And here's the metal tin on its side. Open it up, and this is what you'll see. Here's the entire clamshell removed from the tin. Then, with the first layer removed, and then the next layer removed, exposing the stand and the baggie. And with the next layer removed, allowing it to get to everything. And the whole point of that was to show you just how elaborate Mezco's 112th Collective packaging is. We've got 4 layers to the clamshell inside the tin that was wrapped in plastic. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here she is with all of her accessories laid out. She does come with a display stand, a baggie to keep all her accessories in, Harley Quinn's mallet. She's got a little Joker plush with some stuffing coming out. She's got a drum gun with an extra drum. She's got 6 alternate hands, totaling 8 interchangeable hands, 2 different heads. She's got a knife and a rocket launcher with a removable rocket. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here she is, Punk Harley Quinn. I must confess, I'm not super fond of that hairstyle, but it looks good for what it is. You see the blonde and the red, and the rest is a shaved head. Her jacket looks excellent. You can see that little button, almost Watchmen style, little smiley face there. Her inside looks great. Got a fishnet top, looking fantastic. Got a smiley face on the belt. All the different Harley Quinn colors. Her pants are pinstriped red and black with patches on both sides. Very nice. She's got sort of leather straps with little spikes all over it on her boots. Must say the detail is exquisite on the back. Therapist at work. Shoulder pads with spikes on it. Looks very nice, but not really my favorite kind of hairstyle. But boy, did they knock this out of the park for what they're going for. This should look great with the Punk Joker. On her jacket, she has 3 buttons. One's a yellow smiley face. One's an anarchy symbol, and one looks like a skull with a spiked helmet. And here she is, broken down as far as she can go, with all of her removable parts detached. Now let's check out her accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. So she comes with this baggie here, 112 Collective. It's a great place to keep all your accessories. With figures like Mezco, I always keep them separated from everything else. Now let's check out her display stand. This is a flight stand. It'll allow her to be in midair in certain poses. The base is the Harley Quinn logo. I'll probably end up hanging this up in the background of my Harley Quinn shelf. And then it's got this pole here. You can rotate at the bottom, although mine's very tight. Hinged as well. Hinged in the middle here. Hinged above that. And then the clamp can rotate, and it can hold the figure. Now let's check out her hands. She has 8 of them. Here she is with her first pair of hands. These are her fists. Here she is with her second pair of hands. These are some open hands. I would describe them as some grabbing or possibly choking hands. And here's our next pair of hands. These are semi-open gripping hands with a pretty large grip. They're probably intended to hold the Joker plush. And here's her next pair of hands. These are some semi-open gripping hands with a smaller grip. Now let's look at her heads. They both have that partially shaved head. One has a helmet on, and one does not. Here she is with her first head, and even though it's not my ideal look for Harley Quinn, the head does look excellent. We can see all the detailing. The hair looks great, that red and blonde. And here's her other head. It's got a biker helmet with two large spikes sticking out. It does have the Harley Quinn diamonds on one side. And for those of you that don't like her hair, and I must say I'm in that club, although I plan to keep that head with this body, it matches pretty nicely. You can take the unmasked head from the regular deluxe release and put it on this. It looks pretty good. Here's her knife. The blade is somewhat jagged on the top. The handle has all the different suits of cards. Got the club, the heart, the diamond, and the spade. Pretty nice knife for Harley Quinn. Here she is, holding her knife, looking pretty creepy with that grin on her face. And I'm actually pretty surprised she doesn't have a little sheath on her belt or the side of her boot to put her knife into, but you can't slide it through her belt if you like. This knife is an accessory that didn't come with the standard version of the Mezco Harley Quinn. Here's a little Joker plush. I think it's a very cool accessory for Harley Quinn. See, it's got the X's on the eyes. It's got some stitching coming out in a couple different places. Here she is, holding the Joker plush. And this Joker plush is exactly the same as the one that came with the standard Mezco Harley Quinn. I would have liked to have had it paint difference, or maybe give us the punk Joker haircut. Now let's look at our gun accessory. This is pretty much a Tommy gun. It's got a removable drum at the bottom with a smiley face. It's very cool. It's got pink, red, white, and black colors all over it. You can pop the drum out. Smiley face on one side. On the other side, it's simply red. And it has an extra drum for some extra ammo. Here she is, holding her Tommy gun, pointing it right at you. And this drum gun is another accessory that didn't come with the standard Harley Quinn. The standard Harley Quinn came with a pop gun revolver. Now let's check out her rocket launcher. It comes with a removable rocket. This thing is a smoke trail as if it's in motion. Then you've got the actual rocket launcher. You can see where it's going to sit on her shoulder here. It's got a scope to look through. It's got two handles here, one of which is hinged. She's got some tally marks on it, presumably how many people she's killed with the rocket launcher. The rocket can attach to 4 different places here. And then on the back, you can pull this part out. Pretty nice feature. And this rocket launcher is identical to the one that came with the standard Harley Quinn. Maybe you can even attach both the rockets at the same time. Here she is, holding her rocket launcher, looking through the scope. Here she is, firing out a rocket. And just like I hoped, she can fire 2 rockets at the same time. It makes the gun a little top heavy, so she has to use 2 hands to support it. Now let's look at her mallet. It's got a red and black striped handle, traditional Harley Quinn colors. It's got a black top with white edges, and then red and white diamonds. And her mallet says relax on one side. Here it is, next to the mallet that came with the standard Harley Quinn. Here she is holding her mallet. She can hold it with either one hand, or she can hold it with 2 hands. Now I thought her jacket would be a removable accessory, but it sure isn't. You're really going to be unable to slide the jacket over these spikes on her wrist here, and the other side, which you could take off. If you end up pulling the jacket down, this red part is attached to the jacket. It's not going to stay on her arm underneath. It's just simply not going to work. A little disappointed there. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and her accessories, now let's check out her height. From bottom to top, She's sitting at about 6.1 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 15.5 centimeters. Now let's look at her articulation. Start with her head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. She can look up and down about that far, which is pretty nice. She can tilt her head from side to side, giving her a nice amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint. It can go out more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. I don't believe she has a bicep cut under there. She's got a single jointed elbow, goes in about this far, and it's got some rotation as well. Her wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. She's got some kind of a ball joint in her waist here. Can rotate just the tiniest bit from side to side. Can go forward and back about that far. Legs go about this far, a little bit obstructed from the pants there. Go forward that far. Back, not too much. There's a little bit of a swivel there. Looks like single jointed knees go in about that far. Doesn't feel to be a rotation there. She got a cut at the top of the boot, sort of. Ankle can rotate around, goes up and down, and it can tilt and rock quite a bit. Here she is with her hyenas, Bud and Lou, in Harley Quinn's apartment. You can see all the different various accessories for Harley Quinn. Here she is, riding through the streets of Gotham on a red and black motorcycle. Then, in the Build-A-Bear workshop, demanding to get a Joker bear. Of course, they tell her they don't make something like that. But Harley always seems to get what she wants, even if it takes a dead shopkeeper. Here she is, taking on Batman with a bunch of her thugs. And here she is, taking on a bunch of cops at the GCPD. Taking them out, one by one. Now let's check her out, compared with some of their action figures. Starting off with some of their Mezco figures. Here she is, with all the different Mezco Harley Quinn figures they've made. On the left, we've got the standard deluxe Harley Quinn. In the center, the Playing for Keeps edition Harley Quinn, and on the right, the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. I believe this punk Harley Quinn is supposed to go with this punk Joker. And of course, each Harley Quinn has her Joker. Here she is, next to all the different female Mezco figures that I have. Here she is, next to my entire Mezco collection. Pretty much all Batman related. Any of the non-Batman characters I got to use in my Batman world. The only one I'm really salty about not getting is the deluxe Joker. And I'm looking forward to Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, and the 1989 Batman. Here she is, with a whole bunch of custom Harley Quinn thugs. We even have a tightened up Harley Quinn thug. These are mostly customized out of wrestling figures. She really reminds me of this Ruby Riott wrestling figure. Now let's check her out, compared with some action figures from different various companies, to see how she fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix her with. I'll start off with these comparisons with some larger action figure lines I collect, and work our way smaller, and I'll include as many Harley Quinn figures as possible during these comparisons. Here she is, with some DST, or Diamond Select toys, and here she is, with some McFarlane toys. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here she is, with some NECA figures. Now, with some Mattel wrestling figures. Then, next to some Mattel, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse Harley Quinn figures. And here, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here she is, with some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty cool Harley Quinn figure. It's unique and it brings something new to the table. It is not my ideal look for Harley Quinn, but they did an excellent job with what they set out to do. Her accessories are fantastic. Her sculpt and paint job are very nice. Her articulation could be better. Overall, if I had to rate this figure, I'd give her a 7 out of 10. It turns out I'm enjoying her a lot more than I expected. And for those of you that really don't like the shaved head look, you can take the unmasked head for the original version and put on her, and it looks quite nice. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.